friends, all of you. I hope everyone's doing okay. So as you can see from the title of this video, I am going to be talking about anonymous sites. So the three which come to my mind are Ask FM, Sahara, and the last one is Talonem. I might have said that wrong, but I've never had that one before. There are probably loads more of these sites, but they are the ones that I can think of at the top of my head. But honest to God, like, I feel like these apps have such a negative impact on someone. Like obviously these days there are so many ways of communicating to people because now we have like phones and all the technology. These days, in our generation, we have been taught to communicate in a different way to say how my granddad and my parents used to communicate, because there weren't any phones or technology in their time. So nowadays there's so many more ways of communicating to people, and it can be a good thing, but there are some negatives. Anonymous sites are an easy way for people to get bullied. I've had some of these apps, and I'm pretty sure most people have. Like when a new site comes out, like everyone is so interested in what it's about, and because their friends have got it, they want to follow the crowd, and if there's like a trend going on, then they don't want to be left out, so they want to know what it's all about. But I feel like anonymous sites are just so bad. Like if someone is very like vulnerable and naive, like people can like just start sending them like hate on these anonymous sites and they won't know who it is. And it's just like, I feel like people use this to their advantage because they know like if they send someone nasty messages, they will get away with it because the other person doesn't know who it is. Okay, I get it, like Ask FM, that's quite old now, but these new apps like Sahara and Talonem, I feel like they've only been around like a year or a couple of years, so they're quite recent. Yet I don't know why some creators create anonymous apps for people to just get abused all the time. I know it's up to that individual if they want to have that app or not, but it's just, I feel like it's just so unhealthy for that individual because all they're getting is constant hate and nasty comments, and the worst thing about it is you have no idea who is sending it to you. Like I just don't think that anonymous apps are good. Like I just feel like they are not needed. They create more negatives than positives. It's just like I used to have like Sahara, and I used to get quite a lot of good comments and messages, don't get me wrong, but there was a period where like I was getting like quite nasty comments and it used to put me down all the time, but I used to feed into it because I kept on posting that I wanted more comments. I just didn't care if I got hate. It's only when you delete the app you realise how much of an impact those apps have on you, because I haven't had anonymous apps for, oh my god, like must have been 8 months now, a bit longer, and I'll tell you now, I am so much happier now that I'm not constantly on those apps and constantly refreshing the page to see if I've got any more hate or any comments. Like I used to get really good comments about my singing, and I got one comment which was nasty about my singing, and that literally made me delete all my videos because that one comment overrides all of the 10 good comments, if that makes sense. Because that means that you just focus on all the negatives rather than the positives, if that makes sense. I don't know if this video is making sense, but just what I'm trying to say is get off anonymous apps. They do so much more negative damage than positives. It just gives people the advantage to go bully someone basically online. They can just get away with it because you don't know who it is. It's not like people bring it on themselves, but I feel like the more you like feed into it, so like if you like keep posting comments or you keep sharing Oh, actually, another anonymous app is Curious Cat. I just realised that. Like, people keep on getting hate, but they always post saying, oh, send me more questions, send me more messages. And it's just, I just feel like if you're constantly getting hate, just get off the whole site, because there are other ways you can use distractions and people can send you questions. Like Instagram have this new thing now where you can ask people questions or you can send people anything and you know who it's from, like you know the account. And I feel like that's more safer because then you know who's sending it to you. And if anything bad gets said on that, at least you know who it is and you can report it, if that makes sense. If someone is sending you like nasty messages on anonymous sites, you're getting hate constantly, like just delete that, because you don't need it. There are so many different ways of us being able to distract ourselves now. Like, there are so many different apps where people aren't anonymous, so the majority of the time you should know who they are. Hopefully you do. But anonymous sites are just a waste of time. Like, they just feed into your negativity all the time and it just never ends. It's just a constant cycle. Like, don't share or answer all the negative comments because you're biting. You are actually biting into the comments, giving that person the time they want. So they're going to carry on doing it and it's just going to get worse and worse. And then it's just going to have a negative effect on you. And yeah, so please guys, just don't stay on anonymous sites because they are honestly a waste of time. And I'm not blaming this on you because I don't even know why the creators did this, because the ones who created these apps, like, I just don't know why they did something like this, because there's all this awareness about bullying, yet they've just created an app where people can bully one another. Because you can literally just, I know I've said this so many times, but all you do is like basically send people hate and you don't know who it is, so it's just an easy way to bully someone. And it isn't right, it isn't right. I hope all these anonymous sites will get taken down because I just don't see the point of them. They're just so pointless. And I'm still seeing people get hate to this day. Like, I know on This Morning they had this Be Kind campaign, but it doesn't help when you have these apps going around, because yeah, some schools might be doing really well with like this Be Kind campaign and sharing all these videos about like making awareness of like being kind, but then you have like these apps. So when people get home from school, they could go on these apps and then they could be receiving loads of hate or they could be sending that hate to someone. So it's just, there's so many ways now of people getting bullied and these apps do not help. Like, they're just not needed. Like, anyway guys, I think that's everything I have to say about this. So the moral of the story is get rid of anonymous apps if you have any, or don't even bother downloading it because it's just not worth it. Like, I'm just not gonna say anything else about it, but it causes more drama and you just don't need it. Like, honest to God, you just don't need it. It can mess with people so much, especially if that person is very vulnerable and naive. Like, they can take negative comments literally. But yeah, anyway guys, I hope you all enjoyed this video as much as you can. It's quite a serious video because it is quite serious, but I just had to say it because it just upsets me, because I always see people still getting hate on these anonymous sites, but they continue to want comments. So it's just, I just don't get it. Like, I really don't get it. Like, there's so many different distractions people can use now, so you don't need these anonymous sites. But yeah, thank you for watching guys, and I hope to see you on my next video. Bye!